Hello and welcome to the episode 6 of Time to Shine. This is your host Ruksar Sayed, and we have a very great person with us today. She is a podcast host and she also has begun her training program recently, Mrs. Farheen Taj. I welcome you on my show, Farheen, and it is my immense pleasure to have you on my show here. So, Farheen is handling multiple works together, and she has recently started a training program where she teaches and trains people to build a brand with their voice. So, in this session, we will know more about her works and how she trained people, what are the tips which she wanted to give. So, over to you, Farheen.
Thank you, Ruksar, and it's so nice to be on your show. I have seen some of your episodes. You're doing amazing work. Okay, so listeners, viewers, my name is Farheen Taj, and I am from Mangalore, India, but right now I'm staying in Ajman UAE. I am in an IT background, plus right now I'm also a podcaster, a voice coach, podcast coach. And if you anybody who wants to create a brand with your voice, they can always connect with me and we can help you do that.
Exactly. So, Farheen, it is a very, this episode is very special for me because earlier, like when you started your Limelyte, for the one episode, I've shared the platform with you, and today we are again sharing the platform together. So, tell us how you felt when you started your journey of the Limelyte podcast. And in many of your videos, I have seen that in 2016 you started this work, and then again you continued your work now. So, what were the obstacles and how you started this journey? How you felt, by completing 100 episodes?
Right. I started, as you said, 2016 November was my first podcast. Now, how I started is I was going through a phase where I was trying for jobs in IT sector here in UAE, but I was not able to get my kind of job, and to commute from Ajman to Dubai was very tough for me, leaving my daughter behind. And that phase I was like sad, depressed, and like anybody, we always go to YouTube or Google searching for motivational, inspirational videos or something to, hook on.
Exactly.
And right, and that time I just came across this podcast called Entrepreneurs on Fire, which was hosted by John Lee Dumas. And in his podcast, again, he used to call all these different entrepreneurs, and they would share their journey and tips on how you can also do the same thing of their category. This really inspired me, and I thought I should have something which I can, help other women get inspired, or, at least one woman after hearing my podcast, she will get like really pumped up and she wants to start something, that would be a real change and I would feel happy. So I started learning everything about podcasting within a week, and the next week I started it with one interview and then went on. Now, you said I had stopped. Yes, I had stopped podcasting again because here we had got kind of a restriction on video calling, and then it was very difficult for me to connect and record anybody's podcast. So that time it was again like I tried to keep myself busy with DIY and everything, and then this pandemic hit. It brought so much of, again, pain and depression, but one thing what happened was it made us realize what we can from do again, try again, and our hidden skills. So then again the video calling, everything was started, and I thought, I had finished till 63rd episode, and I thought, why not complete 100 this year, make a mark. So I started again with full fledged, and Alhamdulillah, in October I finished 100 episodes.
That's really great, and you are still continuing. I have seen in your videos the couple series and the one which you had done recently with the great personality again. So it is really, women should learn from you how you are doing the work. Even, by finding your own passion, you started and you started working on that. So over here, we want to know that listeners also want to know that what were the hurdles which, came in your way by starting this work.
Okay, now see the podcast, as you know, you have started.
Yes.
I will tell you what. Firstly, we have to search for the person we want to get, like the guest. So
Yes.
from searching to scheduling to the recording and making the poster artwork and publishing and the whole marketing was solely done by me, and I'm still doing it because I feel when you are in charge, you can finish it off. And that was main thing. Again, now to do a editing of a audio interview, when I started, you won't believe, it took me 2 days to do the editing of 2 hours of audio,
Yeah, I
because I
can
was just
understand. It is a long
beginning.
process. Step by step, you have to cross and you have to complete even for one episode, one single episode, it requires lot of hard work. So I can understand that.
Yes. So that time it was consuming a lot of time, but you have this thing in your mind and your heart. Karna hai, bas karna hi hai.
Yes.
Okay. And I thought I will not stop whatever. And my husband and my daughter. My husband was so cooperative, and even if I was not cooking, he would get something for us, and he used to cooperate so much in the housework or anything. So I got a lot of help from my husband and my daughter also. She used to pinpoint, okay, this is not right, that is not right. But again, she has this kind of creative mind, which I felt, okay, let me also add in these things. So yes, I did feel that hurdle, the pinch. It's difficult, but when you have that goal in your mind, you have set that, you will surely reach whatever. Your why is very important. Why are you doing it?
Exactly.
Then you'll keep on coming back to that same path.
Yes, according to me, women are more passionate because already we are, from, I must say, from birth itself, we are a multitasker. We are trained our minds are conditioned in that way that we have to become a multitasker. Handling the whole home chores and, working for passion, even for women after marriage also, for the responsibility of kids, responsibility towards husband, and at the same time, you have to fulfill your passion. It is a great thing that we are able to complete all the tasks so perfectly, and even not affecting, like, negatively affecting our career. We are doing it, so we're handling it so perfectly. But there are, in today's world also, there are few women who have that guilt that they can't complete their wish or their passion which they have hidden in their mind because of loads of responsibility, and their interest also gets lower down because of that. So what is your advice and your message to such girls or even married women who are unable to complete that pending works or their hobbies or passion?
See, as you told, we have loads of work,
Yes.
home chores, and then we have this all the podcast or your business. You're working in office, or
Yes.
you're not working in office also. See, now
Exactly.
once we get married, like a woman gets married, she thinks her the priority is just the family, her husband. But what's your first priority is yourself. If you yourself, you're not happy with this kind of life, you're married, but again, it is that part of life which has to happen. But for a woman, some of them, it identity matters a lot. You
Yes.
have to be identified for what uniqueness you have, right? So if
Exactly.
they are not able to give time to what they want, or the not finding because of the home chores and getting their kids ready for school, or nowadays school is online, whole time behind them. I would just suggest that take just half an hour, 30 minutes only for yourself. Start having that me time, you know have a
Exactly.
cup of coffee, read a book, or watch a video which will motivate you, just one step at a time, 30 minutes, and then that 30 minutes will give you the idea what you know and do for the next. That
Yes,
will inspire. That's
exactly.
how I feel. Yeah.
So that is really, you have said it rightly, that even we have to start with smaller steps, like half an
Yes.
hour. Then after recognizing, we have to start slowly and steadily, we have to start working towards it. So it is,
Yes.
yeah. And you are the greatest example, and many other women out there, they are doing so well. So with this one, a question connected to it, that you have recently started your own training program also, like the podcast coaching program. So in that, you train so many people to build their brand with their own voice. So what are the three main tips which you would like to give to our listeners, that they can work upon it, or they can improve, if they want to build a brand with their voice?
Okay. Now, number one, when I started this, I wanted people to be heard. Some people are very shy. Okay, they can't talk. Even they are so intelligent, so
Yeah.
skillful, they cannot talk in front of the public. And there are students, teachers, when they tell something to students, they are not listening to them. They don't get their attention. So, for that, I would suggest whenever you are trying to have a speech in front of any audience, you have to set one trigger. Trigger is take their attention in the next 30 seconds. Anyhow, you go and make them dance, stand, do exercise, whatever. That way they become alert. Okay? So once they become alert, next is your speech, the way you talk should impress them. In two lines, you should impress the student or audience or your client. Okay, that's the second tip. Third tip, you have to, again, if you're selling something or you want them to keep that story in mind, you have to make your story in a such a way where they can imagine in their head and remember you and the story forever. So that kind of impact I teach to my students, whoever are there in my workshop. Now it's not only about voice, I also help them to have the kind video appearance. These days everything is online, and when we are facing the mobile cam or
Yes,
any,
exactly. Our confidence
this,
really, it start decreasing for the first timers who are using it for
yes.
the first time. Yeah.
Right, and they don't know. They'll keep this thing mobile here down and talk. Some will be
Yes,
looking the side, that side. Okay, that is,
exactly.
I give them tips, and I work on them, give them task to do, and they have to present me, and that's how we go forward and build their voice plus their video brand.
That's really amazing, and I would request everyone, all our listeners, to join Farheen Taj's training program of training your own voice, developing your personality at the same time, and building your brand with it. So I would recommend each and every one of you all to join her training program and the workshops which she do. So really, Farheen, you're doing an amazing work, and I wish you all the best
Okay.
for your future endeavors like that.
See, first is always Allah for me.
Yes.
Without his blessings, without his guidance, I wouldn't have reached the place where I am. Okay, and then my parents, who have brought me from the childhood, gave me that push, because they have never said no to whatever I said. Whatever my wish was there was always completed. And then my husband, he is a person who has not stopped me, because he feels like if he stops me, I will do it anyway. I want to do it, so he'll just tell, okay Kanna, okay, you do it. So three people, but Allah, yes, and my parents, my husband, and I also include my brother and sister because they are part of me. We are so close and we share everything, and they both, support me in each and everything. So
Siblings, yeah, that's why we say siblings are blessings, you know. They support
yes,
you, even they fight with you, but they support you a lot. So
right,
that is
right.
a great thing. Yeah, and you know, whenever in childhood we fight a lot, but when we get separated due to our marriages or where we live because of the locations, we feel that, you know, the siblings are so precious. We feel that kind of bond. At that time we
Yes,
understand that yes, we are so blessed with siblings in our life. So
yes, very
yes.
true.
Yeah. And the last question of our, you know, inspirational episode 6, that is, what advice you want to give to our listeners, for those people who are struggling in their life, and for those also who are unable to find their passion in their life.
Okay, my advice to whoever is listening, be it a woman or a man or
Yeah.
a child,
Yes.
first, if you want to do something in life, you have to set it in your mind. If you have some blocks in your mind, you will just have a self talk always like, oh, he's doing it, but I don't think I can do it. Now I can not do it. I can't do it. I won't be able to do it. Those are negative words. Once your subconscious mind, it hears always, it's like a child, and when it hears, it will say, okay, you cannot do it, will not do it. It will make you such go into circumstances where you will not be able to take that first step. So the
Exactly.
self talk of yours should always be positive. Say, he's doing it, I will also do it one day. मैं भी
That's
करूंगा या करूंगी one day. That is the first step to you and for your mind, your conscious. Then you see how things start aligning. The perfect people at the perfect time will come to help you, or you will get
yeah.
opportunities. So
That's
you
where,
start with yourself.
yeah, 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 you can continue, Farheen.
So then what you need to do is you have to always network. Go to someone who inspires you or
Exactly.
whose work you like and ask them for some guidance, at least. How did you start? They might not tell you the whole thing, but they might give you a link. Okay, you can go to this link and learn something. That will be your starting point. That link will lead you to somebody else. Okay, so
Exactly.
start talking to people. Introvert, yes, we are introverts, but social media will make us that no outroverts. We just don't have to go and talk personally. We just have to message them, that's all.
Yes.
Message and make connections. You don't know who is going to help you from where. And
Exactly.
lastly, always believe in Almighty, because
Yes.
Almighty will guide you to the proper things and make your goals fulfill and give you success.
Yes,
That's
that
all
is
I
the
have to
reason.
say.
Yeah, that's really a great answer, Fareen. And your words are so powerful and so motivating that whoever listens to the way you speak, whoever listens to the way you motivate, they will surely get a positive message and, you know, a power and a motivation to do something good in life, to start a work at least. So that is the reason why we say that always we should have that good friend or that good mentor who can guide us toward a good path and towards the right path. That what we have to do, because as humans many times we get confused which path to choose, or I'm doing the right thing or not. So it is very important for us to have that guide, that support, that mentor. So you said it rightly. And the second most important thing is spiritual path. We have to
Yes.
always have a belief in our spiritual system, and we have to get into it, you know, for every,
Yes.
I'm not telling only for one religion, but for every other religion, for the person whoever is comfortable, for a non-Muslim or for a Muslim or for any other religious person, get into the spiritual way and take the help of God as well. Not only that you have to
Yes.
believe only in yourself and other people, but in God as well. So that is the most powerful thing which we can do. So it
Yes.
was great to talk with you, Farheen, and to share such grateful, insightful topics and powerful topics which will motivate others and guide others to start their work, start their life as you have started your journey. So it is really inspiring. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining on my platform, Time to Shine, and making this episode 6 a wonderful one. So thank you, listeners.
Thank you.
Yes. And we will share all the details of Farheen Taj, her Instagram handle, the podcast which she do, the website, everything on the description below. So thank you, viewers, also.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.